You ever wonder why some people, when they hit their 50s, seem to live with so much wisdom and peace? Imagine for a moment sitting down with someone who's seen decades of life. What they've learned can change everything for you. These aren't just stories, but the kinds of lessons that can shift your entire perspective on how you're living right now. Some of the most valuable insights come from those who have already walked the path you're just starting to navigate. Let me ask you, how often do you stop to reflect on where you are in life? Are you caught up in the hustle, always running towards the next goal, while life quietly passes you by? If you're in your 50s or even approaching it, this is the time to pause, reflect, and gather the wisdom of those who have lived long enough to see the world for what it truly is. Think about it. What if you could learn today what many people realize only after it's too late? What if you could avoid the biggest regrets of those in their later years and make decisions that truly matter now? Let me take you through the lessons shared by elderly individuals who, looking back, see with clarity what really matters. These lessons aren't just for the future, they're for you, right here, right now, as you shape the rest of your life. One of the greatest lessons that comes from aging is this: time is the most precious thing you'll ever have. When you're younger, it's easy to feel like time is endless. But as the years pass, you begin to realize that every day, every moment is fleeting. Imagine hearing from someone who's lived through it. All they would tell you to stop wasting time on things that don't matter, whether it's holding grudges, stressing over minor inconveniences, or chasing after material things that don't bring real happiness. What truly matters, according to the elderly, is connection, real, genuine connection with the people you love. In your 50s, you might be balancing your career, family, and other responsibilities. But one thing that the elderly often express is that they wish they had spent more time nurturing their relationships. Careers come and go, success is temporary, but the bonds you create with others, those last. And in the end, those are the moments you'll look back on with the most fondness. So, are you investing your time wisely in the people who truly matter? Here's another lesson that tends to hit hard. Regret is inevitable, but how you handle it is what defines you. You can't change the past, but you can decide how you move forward. The elderly often talk about the weight of regrets that they've carried for years, but the ones who find peace are the ones who've learned to forgive themselves. So, take a moment. What's something you've been holding onto for too long? Is it time to let it go and free yourself from the burden of regret? Kindness is another gem of wisdom passed down through generations. As people grow older, they often realize that the small acts of kindness they've given or failed to give are what leave the biggest impression on their lives. It's easy to get caught up in the fast pace of modern life, but the elderly will tell you this. When you slow down and make time to be kind, you're not only changing someone else's day, you're changing your own heart. Kindness isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have if you want to live a life full of meaning and fulfillment. Let's also talk about health. The elderly often say, take care of your body, it's the only one you'll ever have. When you're in your 50s, you start to feel the effects of time on your body more than ever before. And those who've lived longer than you will often share stories of how they wish they had prioritized their health earlier. So, if there's one thing you take from this, let it be this: don't take your body for granted. Move it, nourish it, respect it, because as the years go by, you'll need every ounce of strength and vitality to continue living fully. But beyond physical health, there's mental health, and this is where things get real. People who've lived long lives will tell you that peace of mind is priceless. They often wish they had worried less, stressed less, and cared less about things that didn't matter in the grand scheme of life. So ask yourself, what are you worrying about today that might not even matter a year from now? What would happen if you chose peace instead of anxiety, mindfulness instead of overthinking? In your 50s, You're likely to be at a crossroads, a time when you're thinking about what you've accomplished, what you still want to do, and whether or not you're happy with how things have turned out. The elderly will remind you, it's never too late to start again. Whether it's a new career, a new passion, or a new way of thinking, your age doesn't define what you're capable of. The only limits are the ones you place on yourself. This brings us to the final, most profound lesson. Live boldly. The elderly, with all their years of experience, will tell you that the one thing they wish they had done more of is to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. When you take chances, when you live with courage, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. So, if there's something you've been holding back from doing, now is the time. You've got more wisdom, more experience, and more strength than ever before. Use it to live the life you've always dreamed of.